Okay guys, so here it is. Here's her posting. This is as Jennifer KEALEY, okay? And that's her, I guess her new name or her real name, but Jennifer KEALEY, alright? This is the real, allegedly the real Arizona Wilder posting on this Arizona Wilder fan book page, okay? Let me go and read real quick what she says here. It says, "This is Jennifer Ann KEALEY, aka Arizona Wilder. I was just told about this site. Who authorized this site? Who answers questions and comments as if they are coming from me? Jennifer Ann Green was my married name before I legally changed it to Arizona Wilder because I had been programmed to do so. Only I and the perpetrators could know this, so whomever is doing this is a fraud and was not authorized to do so. I no longer, for many years, condone the use of material I made while involuntarily programmed, ready, especially for the David Icke video. His material is not today and has never been my experience, nor was the concept of shape-shifting reptilians, something that I experienced as an unwilling victim at rituals. I was programmed specifically for David Icke's interview, as well as the following conspiracy con meeting in San Jose, California, etc. And David Icke, as well as Brian Desborough, both knew that I had been programmed to respond this way when they made the video. In fact, the ring shown in the video was used to certify to Brian Desborough and David Icke that I had been programmed with preset answers and was to be used for this video." Guys, that's huge. If this is real, and if this is true, and if this is really coming from the actual Arizona Wilder, it's huge, guys. I mean, that's your evidence right there, alright? That's all the evidence you need that David Icke is co-intel. David Icke is a wolf in sheep's clothing, that David Icke is one of them. You see? This is the proof. If it's true, okay? If it's true. I don't know for sure, but we're going to do a little more digging here and see what we can come up with. So there's that. So you know, earlier in the one message, the girl who was responding to this Arizona Wilder fan page had mentioned the anti-New World Order site is where you can actually find Arizona Wilder, the real one, still doing work and fighting against the New World Order, so to speak. So I went ahead and jumped over here, and here's the page. Silence is betrayal. I will share all the truth I discover. This is from Friday, June 10th, 2011. I'm going to leave a link underneath, guys, but it's an open missive from Jennifer Ann KEALEY, okay? And this is, again, the real Arizona Wilder, allegedly, right? So there's a lot going on here, man. It's her whole history, her whole story is here. You should really check it out, guys. It's totally fascinating. But just real quick, I'm going to jump ahead here and just read a little bit of it, okay? So here we go. So it says here, I decided in 1999 that I wanted to go back to work because I had done as much work as could be done to recover memories and to come to terms with what had been done to me. Unfortunately, in 1998, the last time I was kidnapped and worked over, i.e. given huge amounts of electric shock by unknown perpetrators, which resulted in a hospitalization, I did not realize that I was being prepared, i.e. programmed, for an interview with David Icke, a former sportscaster turned conspiracy publicist, in order to perpetrate the system's media lie and program. That interview took place within 5 months of the last episode, and individuals magically appeared in my life to connect me with David Icke. During this interview, I was instructed not to motion or gesture with my hands by David Icke. As well, the decision was made that I could not wear my glasses, so I was unable to see as well. I was being prepared for this role as early as 1996 and was programmed to change my name legally to Arizona Wilder. Wilder being Penfeld's first name, and Arizona having to do with the follow-up and continued research of Wilder Penfeld's work on me by Arizona State University in Tucson. You can look all these names up too, guys. I've done it, and it's all out there. Then down here on the bottom, in spite of the many abuses and crimes perpetrated against me, I continued to attempt to have a life of my own, never realizing the full extent of my involvement in victimization until recently. And then it goes on and on and on. So yeah, I would check this out, guys. I'm going to leave a few links down there for you, and I want you to check it out, and just think about it and keep an open mind. You know, don't be blinded. Don't be blind sheep. You know, people always say it's the Christians who are all the blind sheep. You know, blind faith in God or in Jesus. Well, people can have blind faith in human beings. They do it all the time. I mean, you know, just look at it. Again, I've mentioned, you know, Ron Paul, you know, or even Barack Obama, or even George Bush, or even George Clooney. I mean, everyone has their idols. It's idol worship, right? You know, and just because somebody tells you a little bit of truth doesn't mean they're always going to be truthful. We're human after all, you know. So yeah, guys, I want you to check this out. There's one more little video I'm going to attach here to the end. And it's from a researcher named Gorilla199. And, you know, this guy has been doing a lot of research on David Icke. He's really done a lot of work to expose him for, you know, like being a shill, you know, for being an insider, for being a fake, you know. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves personally. He's done some incredible work. I'm going to leave a video again on the end of this. It's going to expose David Icke just a little bit more. So guys, check it out. Keep an open mind. You know, I don't know for sure if this is Arizona Wilder, the real one, writing all this, and, you know, who knows. Seems to be, okay, and I'm still digging into it. But guys, it's pretty huge. I mean, if this is all real, if this is the truth, guys, this is all the information you need. And in times like these, it's hard to tell who the real good guys are or the real bad guys, you know. I'm just saying, we got to do a little digging. You know, just because someone tells you a little bit of truth, you know, reveals some of the occult truth in our world, you know, or tells you about, you know, the New World Order, you know, or whatever it is, you know. I mean, just because they give you a little bit of truth doesn't mean they're always being truthful, guys. There's a lot of wolves running around out there in sheep's clothing right now. And again, you know, if you're a big David Icke fan, that's fine. Be more of a fan of the information, not just the messenger, you know. And research everything for yourself, you know. Find the truth for yourself, okay? But again, it's always been my belief that David Icke is one of these guys that kind of co-opted the truth. You know, he came around and he, you know, he kind of took this theory of the reptilians, which I believe is the theory of the tares, the wheat and the tares that Jesus spoke about. Jesus told us about this a long time ago. David Icke didn't discover this on his own, but he's taken it and he's mutated it a little bit and turned it more into an alien thing. And I think that's going to be the disinfo, guys, because there may very well come a day that these things are coming down. If you don't, you know the Bible or believe in God or any of that kind of stuff, you're probably going to think I'm a crackpot, you know. But those of you who know what I'm talking about know that this is a very real possibility for the end times, that we're going to have this fake alien invasion, and you can do some research on that as well. And that these things coming down aren't going to be, you know, reptilian aliens that have been here since the beginning that created the Bible for us and all that stuff. They're going to be the fallen ones. They're going to be the enemy, the seed line of the serpent, okay? Anyway, guys, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Do a little research on your own. Check this stuff out. Keep an open mind. Don't hate on me too much for digging for the truth. I'm just trying to find out what's going on here, guys. And check out this last video here, and I can't wait to see your comments, guys. Thanks again, all right? Take care.
This is my website, planetxtube.com, and I've got an article on here, and it's called David Icke Exposed as an Illuminati Witch. And this article is the end of Mr. David Icke. This article is at the moment over 60 pages in length, and it's going to continue to grow because, unlike a video, of course, I can edit it as I go along and I can add more information. And if any of you have got more information to add to this, please be my guest and send it to me, and I will add it and give you the credit. First of all, let's begin here. I'm just going to run you through this briefly because it's very, very long. David Icke covering one eye, and there's his ex-wife, Pamela Leigh Richards, doing the same thing. That's a Masonic symbol, as you all know. It gets worse, though, because Neil Haig, his book designer, also does the same thing, and that's a snapshot from his Facebook page, so he can't possibly deny that he also covers one eye. As we go down in this article, I explain why they covered the eye there with this video, because Alexander the Great had one dark eye and one light eye. And as we go further down, I take apart his book covers and show that they are in fact related to Apollyon, the sun god with the rays that you can see here and here. And even this that he's got here, this censored sign here, is an anagram for encoders. Plus, there's another problem too to do with this guy here, who is Osiris, because on his book cover, there's Osiris there, hiding, alongside David Icke. And also David Icke is doing exactly the same finger signals as Zeus, who is the devil himself. And also the Pope does the same hand signals, and so does Tony Blair, the ex-Prime Minister of the UK. I also show David Icke here in that same pose there as Zeus, here with those finger signs there, admitting in this video that that's him sitting in the Grand Master Mason's chair. Now the whole video takes you through just about every single aspect which has brought suspicion upon David Icke being an Illuminati, and covers that with clear evidence. And here, for instance, we've got Apollyon the Destroyer making that very same hand sign there, which David Icke claims that it's to do with his condition that he's doing that. But further in this article, I show lots of pictures of the articulation that David Icke is capable of with his hands, which shows that it's not as bad as some people may actually perceive it to be, and he can make an incredible amount of finger shapes and signals with that. So his excuse there is also completely wiped out. Again here showing the same hand sign that Hitler's doing. There's his ex-wife again doing exactly that same hand and arm finger signal thing. Throughout ancient paintings, same thing again. On and on about reptilians, etc. The reptilians, for instance, from the Jesus Christ parable of the wheat and the tares, that's Jesus Christ's exposure. It's not something that David Icke came up with on his own. He can't actually take any credit for it because it's already in the Holy Bible, and it shows that on here. Plus his son also making that same. This article, guys, it's an ongoing article. It's not ever going to finish until it's finished, basically, when I've put enough on there. But really, if you read this article here, even if you're undecided, you'll decide. If you're an avid David Icke fan, you will become undecided. If you're an avid David Icke fan, you'll probably become very angry after reading this article. But I haven't actually put in there my personal opinions or launched into any attacks like calling people prats or things like that. I've just stuck to the facts here of what these signs and symbols mean, and what we've got photographs and video of Mr. David Icke, his wives and his son doing. So that's irrefutable evidence, and evidence that needs to be answered to. So basically, as I said, this article is the end of Mr. David Icke. And I'll stand by what I said, and I think you'll find that I'm perfectly correct. So it's planetxtube.com, and the article you're looking for on my website is called David Icke Exposed as an Illuminati Witch.